Alright, thank you very much for joining me. This is Gulpane back again, and today I'm going to go through my top 10 PlayStation 2 horror games. So, just 10 of my favourite horror games. So, first up, we've got Castlevania Curse of Darkness and Extermination. So, more like a horror themed game than actual horror games or B movie games. So, Curse of Darkness, top drawer. You play as Hector, the Devil Forge Master, and you go around making demons and then trying to find your nemesis, Isaac. And then Extermination is a really good game. It's maybe not a very well known game. I think it came out. I think it was one of the PlayStation 2 launch games. But it's a pretty good sort of B movie kind of sci-fi horror game. And then we've got another. Speaking of B movies, we've got a Ghost Hunter and a Haunting Ground. So Ghost Hunter is a real sort of gem. So a lot of people, this has kind of got a resurgence in the last while. I think a lot of people actually have gone back and re-examined Ghost Hunter because it's a very entertaining game. You play as a police officer detective, and you go to this hotel. I think it's a hotel, and you have to basically, investigate some ghostly things. So you go to other areas as well. And then Haunting Ground is a classic. It's a very kind of underrated game, I think. You play as a girl, and you have a dog, Huey, and you have to go around the castle, running away from people. It's pretty good. And then we have an absolutely excellent Resident Evil clone, the X-Files. So basically you play as Fox or Mulder in the X-Files, and it's very, very similar to Code Veronica. Got their inspiration from a sort of 3D style game where the camera follows you around. You can control the camera, and you have tank controls, etc. It's a very good game, particularly if you like Resident Evil. And then Shadow of Memories is more of a, not really a horror game, more of a sort of a strange game, but it's got kind of horror elements in it, but an excellent game. I enjoyed it anyway. And then Castlevania Lament of Innocence, although it's just called Castlevania in PAL territories. And again, this is obviously a game with horror elements in it. And similar to the previous Castlevania game, Curse of Darkness, you go around the castle. Oh, this is the first one. You go around the castle. This is the first, or this is the Castlevania game that's first in the series, like first in the timeline, I think. The most earliest Castlevania game. It's an excellent game as well. And then, of course, we have Resident Evil Dead Aim. So this is a lot of people's kind of one of their least favourite Resident Evil games because of the sort of mechanic of you have to change into like a first-person view to kill the enemies, but you can actually use a mouse, which is great as well. But I really like this game. I think it's excellent. I don't know what all the hate is about. And then, of course, number one then, again in no particular order, Curse the Eye of Isis, and probably my favourite PS2 game is Resident Evil Code Veronica. I absolutely love Resident Evil Code Veronica. So Curse the Eye of Isis, again, not really a well-known game either, I don't think, overly well-known anyway, as in not many people fondly remember Curse the Eye of Isis. But you play as this character here, and you go around the British Museum, and there's lots of ghosts and Egyptian kind of things chasing after you. It's very, very good. And the setting is excellent. And then, of course, Resident Evil Code Veronica is just like a phenomenal game. Absolutely fantastic. You start off playing as Claire, and then later on you play as Chris. And it's one of the more difficult Resident Evil games, but I thoroughly enjoyed it anyway, and I could play it over and over again. So that's my top 10 PlayStation 2 horror games. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.